Dope move by Steve.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game.
What's up, everybody? It is that time of the week. That's right. It is Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk about all things sports. Let's get it out. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I am Jay Stoggs, the buff nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend. The reason why this podcast is called what it is, Big Game James. What up, dude?
Stoggs was like, hey man, do I need to write you an intro so you can quit stumbling over that shit?
No, every week I like it fresh. I like it new. It's provocative. You know, no one knows what it means, but that's what it's all about, bro.
Okay, Will Ferrell, I see what you did. I love it. It keeps the party going.
Keeps the party going. Keeps it provocative. Hey, everyone say, hey, yo, appreciate you coming in. Let's go. Let's get it for real. A lot of good stuff that we're going on. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and, of course, your frenemies. Because always remember, the hate helps us what? Elevate. That's right. Hit the button. No button?
What button?
I don't know. Just for sure. You also can catch us on your favorite podcast platforms. So always check us out there. There's so many to choose from. Spotify,
hey man,
Apple
right
Podcast.
Down at the bottom, man. Just check it out.
Spotify, all of those. So yeah, I think the housekeeping is done.
Matter of fact, scan this goddamn QR code. Hey,
wow, so aggressive.
I did cuss early, didn't I? I apologize. I didn't. I do it so often at home. I don't even realize I do it sometimes. I'm so sorry.
We're 3 minutes in. Golly. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Big Game Sports Buzz. Yeah. It is what it is. Listen, we got a lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about NFL, CFB, college football. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, for real. And everything around that, of course, for our top 5 in homage, we will have our top 5 Frankie Beverly and May songs of all time. Yes, where you're all white. New Orleans turned out for this dude. Oh my gosh. I think they said they had like tens of thousands of people dressed in white for him.
They had a life-size cardboard cutout and a glass casket, bro. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
before they let go.
Before they let go. We're not gonna sing it because we can't avoid that. Anyway, so without further ado, hey man, you know what time it is. We always look at the headlines. It's time for 4 downs.
It's time for the 4 downs. That's right. The hottest sports news around. BGSB presents 4 downs.
That's right. And in this first down, we're going to go straight to college ranks. Hey, there's a lot of stuff that's happening there right now. And I'm just going to hit this on the head because I know we're sick of talking about it. We're sick of hearing it. FSU and Clemson.
Are we though?
No, we're not. And this is part of that conversation. Aren't we glad and happy to see FSU go down this way and Clemson? Aren't we
No.
glad?
No, not really.
We're not?
I have nothing against FSU. I got a lot of friends that played at FSU. Why should I hate what's going on with FSU, Jay Stocks? For some reason, you have a personal vendetta against FSU.
You know what? Let me tell you, and I care for this person deeply, but I will tell you this. In my house as a person that every time you even mention FSU or Seminole, I have to hear that. Oh, I have to hear that. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
So let me ask you. So because of that, you hate
Yeah.
Florida State because someone in
I
your
don't
house
hate.
likes them that much?
I don't hate Florida State. I just don't care for it deeply.
All right, that's respectable.
I don't care for it deeply.
But Jay Stocks,
But no, I'll tell you what, it really spawns from last year and all of the stuff that was around it. And, you know, hey, they're 11-0 and they should be this and they should be that, and taking it to the Senate, and, you know, just all of the crap that came with it. And now it's like, okay, here you are, 0-3,
but Jay, it
beat by
wasn't
Memphis.
warranted. You don't think?
Absolutely.
You don't think it was warranted last year for them to feel a certain way? Because this is the thing, and I know if and buts with candy and nuts and be a Merry Christmas, whatever the hell that saying is, right? But if this year's playoff system wasn't in place, they would have made it, and there would be nothing to complain about. I think they had a legit argument and gripe last year. Now everybody's gonna say no, they didn't. They shouldn't have, because Georgia mopped the floor with them. If they make it to the playoffs, all those players that opted out don't opt out. And it's a different game and different team.
We don't know that. We don't know that because a lot of them went to the NFL, right?
Yeah, but they still would have played for national championship. Guys aren't opting out for national championship game. They're opting out for the scratching my back bowl.
Some are, but I mean,
just what it is, dog.
Yeah, and I hear you. And again, from a fan's perspective, I'm looking at it from, hey, you know what? If you have a chance to shut people up, here's your chance. You're going up against a Georgia team that they're upset that they didn't make it. And if the playoffs was the same format that it was last year, hey, guess what? They would have been in, right? And they still would have waxed FSU. If you ask me.
I'm not saying that. I just think that the outcome is still a little bit different if they make the playoffs and those opt-outs play. It's all hindsight. It doesn't matter what I think. But the subject at hand that we hadn't even gotten to yet, that made us even talk about Florida State yet again, is that they were so pissed off last year, they were ready to exit and leave the ACC because they wanted bigger. Now the question is, do you think they still think that way after getting a mud hole stumped in their behind by Memphis and being 0-3 on the season? I'm like, Clemson's 1-1. Clemson lost to Georgia and then won the next game that they should have won. I'm not gonna jump on Clemson's neck this early in the game. But Florida State deserves to be talked about since you bring up the crying and shenanigans that went on with them last year. So now the question is, do you think they raise hell to get out of the ACC and try to get into the SEC at the end of this year?
If they're smart, they'll sit down and shut the hell up. If they're smart, right? Because here's the thing: you can still possibly win the ACC, which is odd to say, but you could possibly still win this conference, which means you could possibly still get into the playoffs. I mean, not really; they're not going to win it. But it's just the fact that DJ Ugalala.
Yeah, and I hate talking about any one young person. I do, but he's been in school like 6 years, so he ain't young enough, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a grown man.
Damn, look, too tough for him. I'm done. I ain't cussing no more tonight. My bad.
That's a lie. Look, I'm gonna be done with this statement with them. They need to sit down and just say, look, we're in the ACC. Rule the ACC. You know, it's a Power 5 conference. Rule it. Get the players that you need. Have Norvell do whatever he's going to do, or if the boosters, they're ready to go ahead and buy him out. Buy him out. Get the coach you want. Get the players you want. Do what you do. I mean, maybe they go to the Pac-12. They're looking for people, right?
Yeah, they're not looking for that. And this story was really interesting to me. And I know you sometimes don't care about West Coast football, and it's not as near and dear to you as it is to me because of playing my high school ball on the West Coast, and my former university is in the Mountain West Conference, which just got poached. We laughed for a long time. The Pac-12 was rated. It was rated by the Big 12 and the Big 10. All the good schools hauled ass out of there, being left with two teams. So what does the Pac-12 do this past week? They go at Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State. So now what's left of the other schools in the Mountain West Conference, because the exit fees and the fines are so big. Everyone thought Vegas would be a lock because of being able to host basketball tournaments there. Everyone wants to go to Sin City. But Nevada and UNLV are almost tied together because they're run by board of regents that both would have to vote on if one leaves, if the other one can go. Some crazy crap, right? Then Vegas is in. They just built brand new athletic facilities. They have almost a $20 million debt that they're paying in renovation fees, to where now you would also have to pay almost an $18 million exit ticket to leave to go to the Pac-12. Could they foot that bill? How much of it would the Pac-12 foot? But now, not just that, dude. The Pac-12 is looking to go and get, I think it is Memphis, who just beat Florida State, and Tulane, who went 9-2 2 years ago and have been irrelevant. So they're trying to get them and some other bigger schools. And now the Mountain West is saying, so do we wait? Or do we try to expand now? So if they circle back around and try to get these teams, if they miss on the other ones, they come back to get Nevada and Boise State. Not Boise State, Nevada and UNLV and a couple others in New Mexico. Do we bolster? So now the Mountain West is talking about trying to go poach and get UT San Antonio and Texas State out of the Sun Belt Conference, and New Mexico State out of the I can't remember what conference they. All this poaching and poking is going on, bro. It's like I got to get a notepad down and write down everything. That's why every time I saw an article, I just send it to you. Like, man, read it, make a note, because I'm gonna miss something. So much going on. But
go ahead. No, but I was gonna say, here's the cold part to me. The fact that the Pac-12 is poaching the Mountain West, who the Mountain West said, look, in order for you to keep the Pac-12, we'll let you play our schools. We'll let you be in our conference for this year. Otherwise, the Pac-12 would not have enough members to continue to be a Pac-12 conference.
Well, it's not a Pac-12. It is a Pac-12 conference.
It's Pac-12. There's still Pac-12.
They just filled open weeks to play those two Pac-12 schools. So the Pac-2, Pac-2 is playing in a Mountain West schedule this year.
They are, and so they're getting basically a waiver because Mountain West said, look, you can come play us, to fill out your schedule, because your other teams are gone. And realistically, you have no other teams in your conference. You have to have a minimum number of teams in your conference in order to be a conference. Right. And so this, to me, is the cold part. Like, Mountain West is like, hey, I'm handing out an olive branch, and they even say you can come join us and we can elevate. And Pac-12 is like, nah, our history is way too deep. We don't want to join you. How about I just take your teams? We'll just call it even. I'll just take your teams. We'll just call it even. The best teams you have, we'll take them. Right. And so it's 18 per team if they leave this year, because there's like a 2-year contract deal. I think that's up after this year. Or it's 13 if they wait another year. And then Pac-12, because they're poaching, will have to pay $43 million. Because they are actually poaching. So Pac-12 has money, and they're debating, well, is it worth?
They got the TV contract, then all the teams bail. So all that money just sitting in escrow getting some interest on it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're paying interest. So yeah, they have the money. They go ahead and get them Pac-12 as 9.
Dirty.
This is the coldest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. Look, let's move on to second down. Speaking of cold, oh man. Look, I'm gonna say it like this: the Madden curse has struck again. Okay, the Madden curse has struck again.
Don't do that, Jay.
Look,
Don't do that.
I'm a buff nerd. Okay, I love playing video games. The one thing I always will say is I never want to see a Dallas Cowboy on the cover of a Madden game. Now, you can say what you want to about them. I get it, but every time
You're right. Y'all can't
I know
afford to be
we're
on the cover.
every time they get hurt. So now Christian McCaffrey is on the IR for 4 weeks for a calf slash
Achilles, right?
Achilles. Yeah, excuse me. Achilles.
Hey, bro, come on, man. Let's be real. Christian McCaffrey was hurt before he was on that goddamn cover, man. Don't blame it on the Madden cover.
Okay, fine, sure. If that's what you want to do.
I don't like you, dog. I hate you. Hey, man, the Madden curse.
You know what I always say? Just prove me wrong.
Who was on that a year before? I can't remember. I hadn't played Matt. He didn't get hurt.
Mahomes got hurt in the playoffs. Now, it wasn't so bad that he had to get out, but
you stretching now, Jay. You stretching. He made it a whole damn season. And then you said, well, Mahomes had the man curse too because he got a little banged up in the playoffs.
He got banged up. I'm just saying, but
I'm gonna drink some coffee out that Yeti cup he left over here yesterday. Bullshit, right?
No, don't do that. Don't do it, please.
I'm gonna stain your cup with coffee.
Man, you know I hate coffee. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Speaking of bad injuries, Tua.
Oh, bro.
Tua Tagovailoa, and this is, I think this is sad because of the nature of what it is, and now the balance or his career really is kind of in the hands of others, especially the NFL in particular. You know, and yes, of course, the medical staff, but all the concussions that he sustained over the years in this past one, you know, will he retire? Will he not retire? You know, if he doesn't retire, how much money will he get? You know, or if he does retire, can they recoup their money off the contract that he just signed or for the extension? This is a tough one. I don't know what to say to it, honestly.
I mean, at some point in time, we've had this conversation before, Jay, when it comes to injuries, right? It's got to be about more than money. We've seen things take place later on in life and come to find out that these guys suffer from CTE, from head injuries and everything else.
Yep.
At the end of the day, Tua's got to think about his family. And I know what it's like as a player when the game ends for you and you're not ready for it to end. You never want to end on anyone else's term. But at the same time, you must think about longevity. Because even when you're done playing in the NFL, you're pretty young. I mean, maybe Tom Brady was the damn exception because he played 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's a rarity. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You look at most careers and what the average span of a career is. Most guys are young. And you don't be 20 years down the line, all of a sudden it's just like you're going crazy. You can't control emotions from head injuries. I believe Tua's been judged so many times. I think he feels like he has to play to prove people wrong that he can play well in the NFL. And at this point in time, that's not the case anymore. Because when I look at it, Jay, if you look at the hit, it wasn't. I say this, and don't think I'm being insensitive of anybody. It wasn't a hard hit. It's not like DeMar Hamlin came and laid the wood on him, pause. It's not like he came and knocked him out. Tua was running, Hamlin was running. Tua put his head down, ran into Hamlin. He got a concussion. I mean, he threw up the gang signs again, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that being said, it's to the point where the blows are becoming minimal and you're still suffering head injuries.
Yeah.
Someone needs to save Tua from himself.
Yeah. And I think that's the key, is that they're not considered, you know, hard hits. They're not considered, you know, vicious hits. It's now where it's a contact, you know, and it's the contact. minimal contact. And I say minimal. And of course, again, you have 200, 250-pound men that are running after you, hitting you. And a lot of times hitting you in the head, you're hitting the ground with them and their weight on top of you. And so when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that are on top of you and you're hitting your head like that, that does take a toll. But, to have these many concussions in this short amount of time, and now again with the contact, to me, that's the thing that worries me is how light the contact is. Again, from what we're seeing, it's not a hard hit or hard contact, but I pray for him and his family and that whole organization, man, to find something in some way to get through that. Hey, Kaepernick's still out there. Cap's still out there. Just saying. Just give him a chance. Give him a workout.
There's a lot of people out there. My whole thing is, at the end of the day, longevity, safety, player safety.
Yeah.
Sit it down. And if you still really want to play, maybe sit the rest of this year out. Give yourself the right amount of time to heal and do what you need to do. But my thoughts and prayers go out to Tua, man, because it's easy to joke and it's easy to criticize these guys in the league. And most people who criticize quarterbacks are people that never played. That's the worst and hardest position to play.
Absolutely.
I think most of us would agree with that. I hate that he's got to go through it, bro. I hate it. I wish my man Grandizer was on here right now. I wish he stopped by to tell us, his thoughts. That's his quarterback. I want to get a different perspective from Fins fans. Like, what do you think? If you're a Miami Dolphins fan and you check this out later, drop a comment in the chat. Let us know what you think about Tua. Should he retire? And if you're just a football fan and don't want to see anybody torture themselves, and let us know your thoughts on it, man, because it's crazy. And like I said, we hate that we even have to have this conversation about it, but it's the real part. It's the part of football that you never want to see, and you regret. Injuries is a part of the game, and they happen all the time. And it's things that gets talked about, but you just hate seeing it, especially as a former player, man. I know I said throwing up gang signs, making light of the situation, just kind of put a smile on our faces. But no way, shape, or form, was I laughing when Tua was on the ground like that and going through that again, because it's
for sure
that's tough, man.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of quarterbacks, hey, you know what? There may be one that they can look at. Bryce Young apparently is benched or has been benched in Carolina. Maybe there's a trade on the horizon. Maybe they can look, see, hey, it's not that far. Carolina's not that far from Florida.
Let me say a couple of things before we get into this. One, when Bryce Young came out, I said that I didn't think that he was the best quarterback in the draft, that he was going to have a hard time doing it. That doesn't mean I didn't think that he couldn't play in the NFL.
Right.
The quarterback position is the hardest position, like we just mentioned, right? And then most teams who pick a quarterback, number one overall, you already know they're trash. They're horrible. That's why they're picking in the number one spot. So they have so many deficiencies that they need to address that, Grandizer, we're going to run something by you while we finish this point, but we definitely got to run it by you since you're a Dolphins guy.
That's the WSL appearance, no doubt.
Damn, I lost my thought messing with y'all. No. So you look at it, this
Bryce
team,
Young,
Bryce Young goes to this team. We know the team is horrible. They have an owner that wants to be more. He wants to be the new Jerry Jones, but like he's like the meth. He's like the meth version of Jerry Jones. Like he won't just get in the media talk. He get in media talk. He made his head coaches have weekly meetings with him, dog, about personnel, with decisions and game planning. Yeah, sit your old rich ass up. You don't know nothing about the game plan of what we plan on doing, dog. You're not a football person. You got money. That doesn't make you an expert. Shut up and sit down. So now
he played in college. He got a championship in college.
Man, he was on the sideline rooting. There's a lot of guys that was on the college sideline that didn't do nothing to help.
What are you talking about? He played on the line with Jimmy. That's how they know each other.
No, I'm not talking about Jerry Jones. I'm talking about Tepper for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh,
bro.
Tepper. Oh, well, no, yeah.
Tepper don't know nothing.
Yeah, he's trash.
Jerry need to sit down just because he's old now. You know what I'm saying? He's an idiot.
Do the cheat? Yeah, he won't spend money. Yeah, that's a fact.
So
That's
Bryce
a fact.
Young has now, I think, been ruined and been labeled and not going to get another chance. Or if he does get another chance, he needs to be gone. And I'm telling you, Dave Canales is going to be next because Tepper going to find you replacing him with Andy Dalton. Really? But look,
I've read that. Yeah.
Two quarterbacks you got rid of are doing good right now: Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and you know this game. The NFL is one of those places where a person who can be highly touted, right, and just be number one or be this or be that, and the situation is not good for them. Right. It's like, and I hate, and I'm gonna say this with all the love I have, but I hate to see quarterbacks that are good in college, great in college, go to the worst team in the league because it will do nothing for them. Because the problem is they have way more issues than the quarterback.
Did you see Caleb Williams running for his life Sunday night?
Oh my God.
Sacked 7 times.
Soccer, he's about soccer, music, entertainment to that degree. Tepper only owns an NFL team because it's the cool billionaire thing to do. That's sad, because again,
but he wanted Bryce Young. He's the one. Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
and Tepper said, "No, we're getting the Alabama quarterback."
I mean, it's the mystique of the program, right? But when you look at the Alabama quarterbacks, the reality is in the pros, they don't do well. Even Jalen Hurts, right? Who, again, was an Alabama quarterback. But the fact is that if you look around and you say, hey, who's won a Super Bowl that came in Alabama? Who came from Alabama? You know who it was?
Don't say Joe Namath.
That's it. Joe Willie Namath, Jalen Hurts. That's it. So don't come to me and tell me how great Alabama quarterbacks are. They're not. Man. Not in the pros.
Man.
Not in the pros.
But do you think it's fair that Bryce Young is drawing Jamarcus Russell comparisons?
Yeah.
You do?
Ooh, no.
Oh,
no. No.
We was going to pause this show and talk.
PNP have a point on this option. Yeah, no, and shout out to PNP. Look, that's Panther Nation's podcast, right?
Rashad and Dave, man. Shout out to those guys.
Shout out to them. The issue here with Bryce Young and Carolina, as we've already stated, and like I said again, unless you put a line in front of these guys, these kids, these young men, and you put weapons around them, and you put them with a good coach, that and an OC and a quarterback's coach that can hone their skills on the NFL level, which you usually won't have that if you have a number 1 through number 3 or 5 pick. Because guess what? You're trash. You're garbage the year before.
Damn.
Okay. So you don't have that.
Don't have it.
You don't have it. So if you're smart, wait for that quarterback. Start building around him or start building up for him. Right. When you do that, hey, a lot of these great quarterbacks that you see right now were not first round quarterbacks.
Nope.
They weren't first round. And I'm not even talking about number 1. I'm talking first round quarterbacks. Okay. Just come on. Let's be better. Man, Grandize is coming at me. Okay, here we go. Tepper will make sure the stadium's field is in top form for soccer, but the Panthers now we roll out the cheap stuff. That is why it's an injury trap, just like Brazil. Top worst fields in the league: Panthers, Jets, Giants, Commies. Yeah, I can't think of who else, but those are the worst. Yeah, I've heard that.
Pittsburgh is horrible too, but it's because of the weather there on Three River. That's
players get injured on the field for just walking on. It is crap. But real quick, Grandizer, hit us up with that. You talked about Tua, the haters and they're hating for no good reason. I mean, I've heard. Go ahead.
Grandizer, do you think that it's time for Tua to call it quits, man?
Yeah. Jerry Jones will spare no expense, especially when the taxpayers are paying for it, because that's what happened. But Super Bowl's been played in Dallas, right? Yep. Carolina will never host a Super Bowl. Probably not. Never.
Hey, man.
Never, ever.
At least y'all host the Duke's Mayo Bowl, though. Carolina hosts the Duke Mayo Bowl.
There's that, because Duke's is made there.
Yeah. Some good managers, though, too, bro.
Duke's is good. So is QP. QP's good, too, but that's in Japan.
Who?
QP. KEWPI. Get you some of that QP.
How you gonna tell me about a Japanese mayo that I can't?
You can get it. You can get it
Kroger's
at
and
Costco, bro. You get it at Costco.
Oh. All right.
See that part right there. And I think Kroger may have it as well. Hey, let's move on. Fourth down. Oh my gosh, we're still in this. NCAA college football has decided and are granting colleges to put their players under contracts. Not just 1-year scholarships, but actually contracts to where they cannot move from that school until that contract is fulfilled. Before we go in deep into that, I think it's time for everyone to let Tua make the decision. He's getting all the medical info and all the advice from those that know more than any of us. He is not a kid. He is an adult. Very well put. We're going to leave.
And we'll leave that alone.
Thank you. This is choice last year. Tua's mom advised him to retire. He said no. Hey, there you go. If your mama said do it and you don't. Hey.
Yeah.
Who am I?
I ask that question every Thursday and Wednesday.
That seems so personal. That seems so personal. As I ask that every Thursday.
Dang.
Oh, wait, you're talking about me. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. I just got this like, wait. That's not nice.
Oh,
you're a bully.
These just, I mean, no, one of my students called me a bully today. I said, what have I done to you to be a bully? And one little girl said, or somebody said, well, for one, you threw her jacket on the ground. I said, well, she hit me with it.
No, wait. You didn't know because, you are a great person that does education stuff. Look, let's move on. The football contract. Do you think this is a good thing that the colleges now are putting players under contracts for 1 to 3 years to say, look, you can't leave. You can't jump in the portal any longer because, as you stated, scholarships are year to year.
Jay Stoggs, if you are going to start paying these young men and women all this NIL money, it's almost not that you have a job. Yeah. It's not just, the amateurism part of it is gone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try to protect the investment.
Yeah.
All right. So to protect the investment, get them locked up in the contract. Is it going to pass? Every state has different labor laws. Is it really going to work? It's like somewhere like the University of California system's going to do it the same way that a Texas university system would.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. It's going to be too hard to do. I don't believe the NCAA can govern it for everybody because they never got a grip on the entire NIL thing. NIL thing anyway, right? I understand what universities want to do. I just don't ever think it's going to happen. I think it's too late for that. They could have governed it better when they came up with the idea of letting people get paid for their name, image, and likeness, and came up with a governing way to monetize everything, and they didn't. They let every school pretty much handle it themselves. Now they're asked out.
Wallace, what's up, man? Hey, look, I can't even hold y'all. I can't hold y'all.
Wallace, that Buccaneer red look good on you, man.
Boy, y'all need to stop. I'm not finna fool with y'all tonight. Look, this is so crazy. I was having a conversation with some people about this actually last night, and saying that here you have a system where the NCAA knew this was coming, but they ignored it. They knew this was coming. This was happening with Ed O'Bannon when he was at UCLA and saying, hey, wait a minute. You have all these games, you selling my jerseys, and I get nothing for it. I get absolutely nothing. I am poor. And people are like, you can't be poor. You play for UCLA. You're not poor. It's like, no, I get a stipend. That's it. That's all I get.
Right.
So I see other people getting paid who don't play sports. They're on the chess team or, intramurals, but they get jobs and they do all this other stuff. I mean, what? So they knew this was coming. And this was in the 90s we're talking about, right? In the 90s. A-Town down, right? So they knew it was coming. They ignored it because NCAA was too big for their own britches. They're like, nah, this will never happen. When California said, hey, guess what? This will happen. We're not going to conform to this. And they were the first ones to jump on this. And it was just a wave that happened from west to east. To me, in order for this to happen, you're going to have to allow the college players to unionize. That's the only way this happens. Yep, I said it. They're going to have to unionize, and that's a whole headache in and of itself.
Bro, that's not. I understand, and I know why you're going in, why you say, dude. I don't see that going down, dog. I just really don't. Something's got to give. Right now, let's just hope that the ability, because my son's going through the process of the recruiting process right now, right? I want him to be able to pick a university that he's going to be able to love, feel like himself, get a good education, and have the opportunity to play the game that he loves to play. How that's going to work? Like, I'm not looking at, I don't want my son to go get a scholarship just so I can think, man, he won't go get paid. I want some NIL money. That's not what I want. And I think some people want that. And so a lot of it's going to be about chasing dollars for some. Others are going to be, because some people are going to just go in the portal because they don't want to compete. And that's just, that's a whole nother subject by itself.
Yeah.
NCAA, universities, good luck with all that, dog. Good luck with all that. I just don't know how that's going to work.
I mean, you know what it makes us say, though.
I know exactly what it made me say.
What's it?
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
That's right. This is the segment of the podcast where we look at things that happen throughout the week that make us say, oh, hell no. Big game. I've got one big one. And I had another one that I was talking about, but you can go ahead with yours if you have yours.
I don't really have one. Okay, I do. I do have one. And I don't want you to take this personal. The Dallas Cowboys come out in week 1 and look like game buster. They then come home to take on the New Orleans Saints. Don't ask me why I have this.
Why? I'm asking you why you have that.
Shut it. I'll explain that in a minute. Okay. That hurts too. That I even own that motherfucking helmet. It hurts. Two. Come out like gangbusters on top of the world. Everybody in their mind. Y'all do that little crowd run-in shit before the game now for the standing room only tickets. Dude. Alvin Kamara was still running and scoring touchdowns on Monday and Tuesday. Like, they had to tell him to stop, that the game was over.
So, man, you're a boy.
I cannot believe that the Cowboys got taken to the woodshed at home like that. But that's not even really the old hell no. And Big
that's
Q
not it?
Shout out to my boy Big Q, the sports coma. And if I'm saying this wrong, let me know. I think they call it the second line, like when they do the procession with the trumpet and everything else. Dude, why were they second? Why were they second lining down the street in Arlington after the game? Dallas, like the New Orleans Saints, come into Dallas, whip them, and then proceed the second line down the street in Arlington, over right behind the stadium. Oh, hell no, bro. That's not okay at all.
I knew coming in today that this was going to be what it was. I knew that, and so I was prepared for it. I didn't talk to anyone about this Sunday. I didn't talk to anyone about it Monday. I didn't talk to anyone about it Tuesday. I stayed off of social media. I stayed off of text chains. I didn't.
Yeah,
People
because you
just
ignored my
texting.
text message. I want you to know that.
I did.
I did text you.
I on purpose. I read it. Wow. You know what, Wallace? Like, I back you up so many times.
Wallace, we did beat we beat a team week 1 from the East. We beat the Commanders. And we're gonna have to get
this is what we're doing now. It's cool,
Just made a statement. My bad. Please finish. You were expecting it coming in.
I was expecting it coming in. Because look, you're exactly correct. Michael Parsons on his podcast talked about how they needed to be better and how they were just flat and they just didn't really seem like they wanted it, after a while. It's like, dude, stop. Just stop. Just so much attention has been paid to this team. And I told you this. I told you at the beginning of the year. I said, you know what? They're not going to give me this year. Then I was on a separation. I'm back. But you know what I'm doing? I'm sitting in the corner just staring like this. I'm just staring at them. I'm just staring at them because I'm watching what you're doing. I'm watching what you're doing, Cowboys. It's obvious you don't care. I told you. Jerry's about the brand, not the fans. This just continues to be what it is. Last year, we were beat by Arizona the same week. Okay? Same week. It's something about the second week. We were beat by them. We were beat by the Raiders the year before. I mean, we get beat by teams that we should not lose to. It's just what it is. So bounce back, be better, do better. Will they?
Y'all got. We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that in picks.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because that next week is not even easier on paper. Oh my gosh. Here's my two. That's a good one, man. Yeah. I'm take this shit off. All right. Montgomery Brawl, bro.
The bat signal on the Montgomery ball.
Georgia cornerback Daniel Harris decided that he needed to get arrested because he needed to go 106 miles an hour. And no, bringing Ezekiel Elliott was not the answer. Bringing him back was not the answer.
Neither is running Deuce Vaughn, but that's a whole nother. But go ahead.
Georgia, what are you doing? You've already had two players and like multiple people died from reckless driving. You've already had people get arrested for driving recklessly. This is what we're doing. What vehicle are you driving that goes 106 miles per hour?
Something that you can get with that NIL money. Corvette, some fast.
And I believe in reclamation. I believe in giving people second chances. I really do. I actually do.
Me too.
But when you have something like this, and especially with Rashee Rice that happened here this past summer,
he ain't even got in trouble, bro. That's oh hell no by itself. But go ahead.
Come on, let's be better. The second one that I have, and real quick, but I saw this story and I put it in my notes. And I said, I've got to talk about this. The Twins cut minor league catcher Derek Bender for tipping pitches. Now you may say, no, wait a minute. I don't get it. What do you mean he was tipping pitches? Derek Bender plays for a minor league team for the Twins, right? And decided, right, instead of them, because the team was winning, he did not want to play anymore. He started tipping pitches to the batter as he's catching for his pitcher. That's right. He was helping the other team telling them what pitch was coming.
It's something interesting you said. I just want to ask you before you finish talking about it. You said he was tired and didn't want to play no more.
He didn't want to play no more.
So he thought the best way to get out of the game was to let the team that was up to bat know what pitch was coming.
Yes. If they had, because they were winning, they would have gone into the playoffs and gone further and kept playing. He didn't want to play anymore. So he started telling the batters, hey, fastball inside, sinker outside, fastball down the middle. I wish I could make up stupid like this, but then I'm like, nah, I don't.
I don't know where you find some of this stuff, bro. I don't even know.
I'm the buff nerd. That's what I do.
I don't know what made you find that story. I'm not even a baseball guy. I want to kick his ass, dog. That's not cool, bro, at all. Like, dog, that's not cool at all. You gonna tip your hand and let the other team know what's coming because you don't want to go to the postseason? That's extra money, fool.
Exactly. But dude didn't want that. He was like, yo, I'm tired. I've been playing a lot. I just don't want to play anymore.
Hey, Jay, here's an idea.
Yeah.
Quit.
They did it for him. No, I guess you're getting severance.
Now you fired.
Actually, no, they're not. Yeah, there's fired with no contract. You're done. And no one's going to pick you up because you do something stupid like this. Kirby can only do so much, and all this didn't start until they got in his L to go buy fast vehicles, not to drive slow, and they are adults now and have to be responsible for their actions. Yes, they do, but it's still the mere fact that, you know, even before NIL, they were still having issues there in Georgia, and you know that. Wallace, but this story with Derek Bender, bro.
106 is flying, Wallace. I understand, but Wallace is right. You give a young person enough rope, you just hope they don't hang themselves. Like, you've got to be responsible. And, you know, we say it's easy, it should never happen, but how often do we talk about young, dumb stuff happening, Jay?
Yeah.
Way too often.
Way too often.
Kurt, and the thing is, no matter what happens, it's always going to fall back on the head coach that needs somebody to play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wallace, I agree with you 100%. The above nerd might not. I agree with you, dog.
I'm not saying I don't agree with you.
Hey, what minor league affiliate team was that, though, real quick, Jay?
The Twins. He was with the Twins. Minnesota Twins. Yeah, so he was with Lackland.
We need to go. We need to go find out where this dude's at, and he need to beat down.
He came out of Coastal Carolina. So they're a good team. That's a good program. That's a good program. He was
okay, that's cool. Don't ruin that one program on that one jackass. Don't do that.
Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. So here's the deal. He was playing for Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. They're a single A team. If you don't know how baseball works, and how the progression works, basically you have a non-affiliated team, right? It's not even an A team, right? A single A. So they have that. Then you go to single A, then double A, then triple A, and then you move into the majors. That's generally how it works. So if you make it to single A, and you've had some players that will get stuck, they will play for years in single A or double A. Look at Jordan. Jordan was, I don't think he made it out of double A. He may have made it up to triple A. They put him on the Sox roster for like a week or so, but
now to sell tickets.
That was just that's what it was. But realistically, as a ball player, he was at best a double A player, and that's what he was with the Barons. And I believe, like I said, Barons are like a double A affiliate. So dude's in single A, tipping pitches because he's tired. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, let's go ahead. Let's get into that next segment. Let's get to the Between the Lines.
Between the Lines, powered by Loyal to Ash Cigar Subscription. Get your subscription today.
That's right, brought to you by Puff Sip Chat. Make sure that you use that promo code Big Game, all one big letters, so that you can get your you can get what? What?
I'm laughing how you said big letters, bro. It's all good.
It's big letters.
I can laugh. I can laugh, dog. Don't get mad at me for laughing.
I'm not getting mad at you. Anyway, let's move on, man. Okay, because you're a bully. This week, between the lines, let's do pick six first. You want to do that
All
first? Is there anything else?
No,
We kind of run on time.
Yeah, it's all good. We always run out of time. It's all great.
I know.
Hey, pick six, man. Big games, 6 picks of the week. Games that mean something to us, or the ones that we just think will be the most interesting. Tomorrow's Thursday night game. Patriots, Jets. Who you like in that game, Jay?
You know, it's funny. I hate douche Dodgers. And the Patriots, I don't know about them. And I think it's too early in the season to pick them. So I'm actually going to pick douche Dodgers. I like Breece Hall. I think this is a game that douche can get to Garrett. Sauce can really, kind of do some things there and really be a big factor, and Breece will run. So, yeah, I'll pick the Jets.
I'm cheering for Gerard Mayo, the coach of the Patriots, man. I just don't know what's going on over there. They walked into Cincinnati and won that game. Then they lose week 2, right? Then they lose second week? Yeah. I think they did against the Jets. No, not the Jets. They're playing the Jets. I don't know. I'm kind of with Wallace, though. I feel like there's something about this game that the Patriots are going to find a way to win it.
All right. Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, game 2. The Houston Texans against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Jay Stoggs, I know I'm going to let you go, but this Houston Texans team that you said is going to win the AFC has not looked as good to me this year as they did last year. I don't know what it is.
He said they lost to Seattle.
That's right, Seattle.
Yeah.
In Seattle. Thanks, Wallace.
I think I still like Houston, okay? I think now people have a book or starting to get a book on CJ Stroud, right? And seeing what he can do. I still haven't seen Diggs really start to pick up, okay? So I think when you have Nico Collins and Dale and Diggs and Mixon, like they look good. That defense to me is what really kind of failed last week and was it was disappointing for the Houston Texans. So I think they picked that up this week. I'm picking the Texans.
Man, Aaron Jones looked pretty good right now in that Vikings uniform. Doing a pretty good job. And believe it or not, Sam Darnold has been playing well also. I don't know what it is. San Francisco cannot win in Minnesota. They cannot win in Minnesota at all. Minnesota did surprise me last week. But I'm going to give CJ Stroud one more chance, especially since he's my fantasy quarterback. I want to see what they do. I think.
There you go. I think the Vikings are going to pull off.
It's at home, too. It's in Minnesota, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run with the Texans on the road, man. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what I'm going with.
Defense is playing good, but we'll see, Wallace. Like I said, I still think Texans got a good chance to win this game.
Game 3. A team that trounced the Cowboys last week, and another team that choked on Monday night and gave the game up. That's the Eagles going to New Orleans to play the Saints. The Eagles choked, bro. They should have beat the Falcons. They gave it away.
They did.
Saquon Barkley dropped the ball, then they went to that soft defense. Anyway, ain't about the game review. The big games recap happened over the weekend. Eagles Saints. I've talked about. I don't believe the Saints, but every time I give the Eagles a chance and credit, they do something to make me not believe them. Man, I'm taking the Saints at home. You're supposed to go first. I'm sorry.
No, all good. Because we'll get them in. Man, look, that trouncing of America's team was bad. But here's what caught my eye was the fact that, and I had to go back and realize, though the Saints didn't do much in the offseason, one big key thing they did was they went and got the OC that they got. And he's a guy that has been able to tap in and say, Carr, hey, we're going to use you this way. Taysom Hill, we're going to use you this way. Kamara, we're going to use you this way. Olave, we're going to use you this way. Like, he's tapped into how they can put points up and they can expose the defenses that they played. Again, Carolina is Carolina, but Dallas is supposed to have a great defense. It made Zimmer look really pedestrian. And like he was, he's been in the league for 30 years. It looked like it. And so, yeah,
You keep playing like that, it won't be 31.
No, it will not be. But I will say this, man. This is a tough one, but I think the Saints are going to win. I'm with you too, Wallace. I think they'll pull this off.
Hey, man, I hate saying it, but I agree with both of y'all. I think the Saints win this game. So Philadelphia will find a way to lose.
Yeah.
I think this really tells me how good the Saints are or aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they win this game. I really do. I'm not sold on I'm not sold on Hurts being that guy quarterback.
What's crazy to me is that how bad I would trash, and I trashed the NFC South all through last year, all through the offseason.
You did. Mm-hmm.
And now I'm looking at them like, I mean, aside from Carolina, damn, they may actually be the ones that get at least two teams in.
Yeah, because the NFC least is almost back in existence.
Yeah, it may only be one. James, the Eagles got cute and stopped running the ball, and they gave up hope when Barkley dropped that pass.
Yep.
But the thing about that drop pass, though, is they ran that play that game, and he caught it like 4 times before that.
Yeah, that's
so
not
they
a
were
problem.
getting success. They were getting success with that, and they said, "Hey, look, it's Saquon Barkley. Surely he can catch this."
He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, but what got me?
He knew it.
Other than that,
yeah, he knew it.
He dropped the ball. He should have caught it. Point blank. Period. They got too safe on defense. You can't play soft and let them eat up that amount of yards.
Oh man, that last drive,
the way they did. They played soft as puppy poo, bro. It looked like the ice cream machine at McDonald's started working again.
Dude, that
soft serve
drive. Oh my gosh, it's not going to be bad this season. No, I don't believe that, Wallace. I don't.
If we could trade Carolina, we would have maybe one of the toughest divisions.
No, you have to have at least one bad one. We got the New York Giants. You got the Carolina Panthers.
I don't want the Carolina Panthers.
I don't want the Giants. Actually, no. I do.
I do. That might be 2 wins for the year. Yes, you're right.
I need those 2 wins. At least we got the commies.
Let me get on to this next one.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos come into Raymond James Stadium to take on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, man, listen. Are you ready for this? Fire the cannons, baby, because they about to put a whooping on Sean Payton. I actually believe this. I'm starting to believe in the Baker Mayfield magic. When you have 2 good receivers, that running back, hey, I'm convinced he's the guy, right? And then that defense is holding strong. That was actually my question coming in. Not only was it Baker Mayfield, could he sustain or was it a fluke? But could the defense actually hold on and play complementary football? And to me, they can. So, fire the cannons.
Jay Stoggs, man, Damian Woody said something to me. Prevent defense prevents you from winning, Wallace. I said that day in all the time.
Yeah.
Damian Woody said something, but not to me. I said Damian Woody said something to me like we talked. Damian Woody said
Don't talk
on Get Up that Baker Mayfield is a top 10 quarterback this year.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Hey, be quiet. Let me finish my point. Whether you believe he's top 10 or not, he's found his place and pulse with the Buccaneers. They're doing something right. The Buccaneers made a believer out of me. That's my team. But going into that game with Detroit, we were hurt. We had injuries up front. We had injuries on the defensive line. Antoine Winfield Jr. didn't play, and I didn't think he was going to play.
Wallace, why do you think they're going to get a lot of injuries on defense?
No. We've got a lot of injuries on our defense. He's just stating facts. Antoine Winfield Jr. was out. Kalijah Kancey was out. Yaya Diaby was out. One of our linebackers was out. We had a lot of starters out that game, and we won the game against Detroit, which speaks volumes for the depth that we have. And Todd Bowles did a good job of scheming that game against Detroit to win it. We cannot
Tom-
sustain those
yeah.
injuries and be the team that we want to be to
Yeah.
win the NFC South. But I like the Buccaneers in this game because I don't believe that Denver has enough. They are better at running the ball. I don't think they're
Yeah.
going to let Bo Nix throw it too much. So give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, for sure. But Todd Bowles is not cuckoo. Todd Bowles.
No. I don't even know. I didn't even touch it. I don't know what the hell I did. I did not do that on purpose, Jay. Sorry.
Todd Bowles is a good defensive-minded coach, right? And he's always had good defenses. So that's something that, they can hang their hat on. I think over the years, though, there have been some question marks behind some of maybe the personnel that's been there. But look, if they can play complementary football to keep it moving, yeah. Absolutely. This is going to be a good division.
Say what you want to say. Buccaneers going to win anyway. All right, my bad. Next game.
Oh my God.
Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. In Jerry World. What your Cowboys going to do, Stog?
They're going to lose. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. Last week I said that the New Orleans Cowboys game will be a tight game, is what I said. I said the Cowboys will win, but it'll be a tight game. It's not going to be a blowout. People think it's going to be a blowout. I was wrong. It was a blowout on the other side. Derrick Henry is going to show out because he's getting home cooking. He's moved here to Frisco area. So there's that. It's on national TV. And yeah, it's one of those things where, man, look, they felt slighted because of the first game. They felt like they should have won. They really haven't played up to their potential, in my opinion. And so this is a statement game for them, even though Dallas is what they are. Yeah. I think they're about to put it on them.
Let's see. Baltimore, I understand losing week 1 to Kansas City. Doing what they did against the Raiders. Holy hell. I did not see Gardner Minshew doing what he did winning that game for Las Vegas, and he did.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't see Baltimore going 0-3, but it's something about how they're playing and not running the ball well enough, even with Henry, or him not getting the carries that he needs to get. Hey, man, Dallas doesn't play that bad 2 weeks in a row. Believe it or not, I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Wow. There's a turn. I root for the Bucs, and I pick the Bucs and go with the Ravens. Wow. Okay, and go against the Cowboys. All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out. There's the cuckoo. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Last but not least, a game that I think is going to be a big game and one that I want to see, and I won't be able to because I'll be coaching that night. The Chiefs versus the Falcons on Monday Night Football. Wait, that's not Monday night. That's Sunday. I thought it was. It's a primetime game. Sunday night. Okay, my bad. I was off.
Yeah, Sunday night. Yeah.
So you got the Chiefs and the Falcons. Who you got, Jay Stock?
Who do I have? This is tough because you know what? I like the Falcons. But I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have magic. It's something about them. They always find a way to win. So
it's called referees.
It's not referees, bro. It's not referees. Come on. Stop that. That was pass interference. That was PI. That was PI. He was early. He ran through the player to the ball early. Right. Look, A. Reed, if you're watching, if you up, that was PI. You can't blame the refs for calling the right play when they're supposed to. I get it. Jay Burrow looks like trash because he is my friend. So there you go.
Damn. I had to say it before I could look for the button.
Man, wet poop.
All right. Hey, man, that's it for our Between the Lines tonight. I just, like I said, D Wood, man, I appreciate the compliment that you gave my boy Baker being a top 10 quarterback, man. I do appreciate that.
He is not a top 10 quarterback.
He playing better than that. He playing better than Dak Prescott right now.
Stop it.
And you got Dak as a top 10 quarterback.
I don't. I never have. You know this. He can't play. Oh, I've never said Dak is the top 10 quarterback.
Hey, man, I need you to go back and look at our top 10, our top
He
5
is not
NFC
a top 10
quarterback. Okay. You had him in the top 5
We
for the
said
NFC.
NFC
So if you add
quarterback.
5 plus 5 is what?
It's 10.
That would put him in the top 10 of all NFL quarterbacks.
No, it would not. No, it would not. No, what that means is that you have more, bro, please. You have more AFC quarterbacks.
I tried to make my point the way I wanted to make it. Okay, I got to shut up because.
But it's
now
so
you
wrong.
Now you said you had some honorable mention. Trevor, who better? Never mind. That's all got the show.
It's so wrong, though. It's wrong. I never said Dak was a top 10. He cannot throw anybody open. If you can't throw a receiver open, if you can't throw him open,
so how
I can't put you as a top 10.
How you made a top 10, 5 in the NFC, but you're not top 10 overall?
Easy. If all you have, if all you have is whiting, but you want catfish, right? If all you got is whiting, okay, guess what? There you go.
Hey, man, what the? All right. Hey, man. It's time. All right. Let's go, bro.
It's time for the top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Big Game Sports Top 5.
That's right. This is the top 5. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some even punk out and have a top 10. But not here at Big Game Sports Buzz. No way, no how. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Top 5 Frankie Beverly and Maze songs in homage to one Frankie Beverly.
We could have done James Earl Jones movies too. Then, if that's okay,
we could have done that.
People, but it's okay.
We could have done that because he's had some great sports movies as well.
Oh yeah, he sure did.
He's had some great sports movies.
This, they say Frank Beverly's been sick for a long time, and he passed away. And it's some music, Jay, that it's songs that when I was young that were remakes that I didn't even know were originally done by Frankie Beverly and Maze because I just didn't know until I know. And I'm gonna talk about one of them when we go through. But my order, man, of these songs, 5, Happy Feelings. That is a great song. Yeah. I like that. Number 4, Joy and Pain, to where I thought Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock was the original Joy and Pain, bro. And one day I was like, when I was young, my mom was like, boy, they done remade that Frankie Beverly and Maze. I was like, what you talking about?
There you go.
And they played, my uncle played that Joy and Pain. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
that's nice. Yeah. Number 3, We're One. That's one that my father-in-law put me on. He played that for me. He played a jazz version of it that someone else had done a cover on. And this is just a song that I like a lot. I really like that song a lot. And the same thing with that, I Can't Get Over You. That's just, something that comes on like every now and then when I'm in the car and I got like a long little ride and I'm hip hop out a little bit. I can put on that Frankie Beverly and Maze and just ride out to it. And then the number 1 song, man, is the Black Folks National Barbecue National Anthem, man. Before I let go, it is played at every family reunion, cookout, and everything else in the country. Every 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, every time Black folk get together and have a good time, you're gonna hear "Before I Let Go" by Frankie Beverly and Maze, and that's my number 1, man. Frankie Beverly and Maze song.
Man, that's it. Hey, again, homage to the great one and that band, Maze. I'm with you on Before I Let Go. I don't think you can put anything above that. So let's just go with that, and we're good here. For me, 5 is We Are One. I love the song, but for me, it's hard to put some stuff in there and take stuff out again. That's why we have a top 5. No honorable mentions here. For me, Happy Feeling is coming in at number 4. Because I love this song, man. And I mean, just the harmonies and everything, and just the the happy feelings that you get from that. For me, 3, Joy and Pain, for the same reason that you said. I was like, oh, that's Rob Bass. You know what I'm saying? That's who that is. And they're like, no. Let me get this album out. And then you hear it and like, oh my gosh, that's it? Okay. For me, number 2, Southern Girl. Listen, when he yells out,
That's
Southern
a jam,
Girl,
dog.
oh
That's a jam,
my
dog.
God,
It is.
bro.
It's a jam. It is.
I had to have me one of them. I couldn't have nothing else. I had to have a Southern guy. That's a song I absolutely love, and will play that if I'm somewhere and it's sundress time in the South with some sweet tea, boy, you know what it is. Hey, all you got to say is Southern dress with some sweet tea, sundress with sweet tea. You know what it is. You know what it is. Hey, so that's my list. Yeah, of course, like I said, before I let go, that's got to be number 1. If it's not number 1 for you, you doing it wrong, and you're not invited to the cookout. Holla back. Hey, appreciate y'all coming in. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. People, we need you to do that. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your frenemies. Again, the hate helps us elevate. Thank you for joining in the conversation in the chat. It does, man. I love it.
I love it.
Hate helps us elevate, man. You know, that means if you ain't hating on me, that means I ain't doing something right. Make sure that you, again, like, subscribe. Also, hit us up on the platforms where you can listen to us, because we have a lot of opinions. And make sure that you hit us in the chat. I'm Jay Sox, Buff Nerd.
And I'm your boy, Big Game James. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, peace.
Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say hype. It's big gang, big gang. Analysis from the player's point of view.